back to America's Retirement Headquarters, home of the Retirement Formula and America's Medicare Associates with Nolan Baker and Scott Kirshner. 419-794-3030 is the number. It's 419-794-3030. AmericasRetirementHeadquarters.com is the website. If you missed the first half of the show or previous editions of the show and you want to catch up, just go to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, really whichever medium you want to digest there. The podcast is available for you on demand. Just search for America's Retirement Headquarters. And people will know, since we started doing the second half of the show here, we focused a lot on the community here for a segment that we call Committed to the 419. And this week, we're talking about an event that is coming up next weekend, Toledo Jeep Fest. So, guys, I'll turn it over to you and let you take it from here.
Yeah, we're super excited about the event. As those of you that are listeners, you may know my oldest son, Andrew's got a customized Jeep. It's called the Winter Soldier. So it's got that urban outfit, and it looks cool. He's been going back again in the first segment, I was talking about Legos. He's always been building stuff. And to me, a Jeep is like the adult version of Legos for kids.
That's right. That's right.
Because he's always taking something apart. I'm like, I'll be talking to him. I'm like, but those light bulbs already work. And he says, but yeah, these are new LED and I can change them with my phone and stuff like that. But, we're here, again, talking about a great event that we were able to participate in last year, driving around the Toledo Jeep Fest. Kevin is joining with us today. So, Kevin, great to have you.
Good to be here. Thank you, Nolan and Scott. We are really looking. We're 9 days away from Jeep Fest, and we are so pumped to get this one done.
Well, hopefully, just like last year, you can have as gorgeous weather as we had. I know last year the weather was fantastic. We got down there kind of early, so we were able to go and see some of the activities. We were able to spend some time. We were able to participate in the parade, and then able to spend the day. So this is really a huge event, not only just for Toledo, but really for all around Northwest Ohio, and it goes even further than that. I was looking at some of the numbers before you came in, and it looks like roughly 65,000 people attended last year, represented somewhere around 37 states. It sounds like this year, even though gas prices are a little bit higher, you still got over half the U.S. of different states coming in to be represented. So I'm sure it's going to be an incredible event just like last year.
It will. And as you were saying, we're still going to get a good number of people from around the country coming in for Jeep Fest. In fact, we have one Jeeper coming in from the Netherlands. So talk about gas prices. How'd you like to take care of that? So, but he shipped into Charleston, and he's driving around the country. He'll be in Jeep Fest when we kick off August 12th, 13th, and 14th.
Awesome.
So he'll be there for the big day of the Jeep Parade on the second day, Saturday.
Well, I'm sure with the gas prices the way they are, those Jeeps that have the big wheels and all of the different differentials, I do talk a little bit of that language, right? I have no idea what I'm talking about, actually. But I'm sure they're not getting 25 miles to the gallon, that's for sure. And it's got to be difficult. But to get the number of states represented like you are this year, given the economy, the gas prices, that speaks volumes for Jeep Fest. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's not the total mileage. A lot of these Jeepers are coming in because they're off-roaders. And they're looking not for that highway experience, but to get an opportunity to hit some of the off-road courses. We have one on the first day of Jeep Fest out at the Rowe Superstore, which is awesome. But Toledo Jeep Fest is unique because we're one of the few Jeep events around the country that's not on a beach, not at a fairground. We are on a downtown city grid.
Sure.
And the reason we do that is because Toledo, we consider the home of Jeep. The Willys Overland factory was here. This town, this workforce has built, invested, lived the Jeep lifestyle since the 40s.
Sure.
And that's why people come here to celebrate that legacy.
Speaking of that, I'll throw in my little tidbit since you mentioned Willys in the 40s. So I don't know how many people actually know this, but I do know this to be a factual story. So back during World War II, the government employed Willys Jeep to make the Jeeps for the war. And their testing and proving grounds was actually at a local golf course. A lot of people don't know that, but Riverby Hills Golf Course, it's actually in Waterville and in Bowling Green area there. But the back nine out there is very, very hilly, and that's where the proving and testing grounds for the Willys Jeep for World War II, all of the testing went on there. And it's, it's kind of neat to have that kind of history right here in our backyard.
Absolutely. This whole area, top to bottom, from the Jeep employees, from the people who have built and used these Jeeps the whole time, they're living here. So we're living it, and we're more than happy to welcome people from around the country, from Canada, from the Netherlands, to come in and celebrate that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, again, the website ToledoJeepFest.com, you can check out all the information there. One of the things that it was kind of neat that you also roll out this year is you can get an app that you can download. So the mobile app is available in all the mobile app stores. Just type in Toledo Jeep Fest and you can, get that information. But, talk about, people that are Jeep, they're diehard. They love their Jeeps. There's so many different cool custom Jeeps that you see down there. Even, like what my son has done is put his own style and personality into it. There is so much to do that, even if you're not a Jeep owner, there is a lot of free activities that are down and available as a community event. And there's even some different paid events that you can participate in too.
That's right. We constantly emphasize to people that this is a free and family-friendly event and festival.
Sure.
So the paid elements, you're more than welcome to participate in the Jeep Parade, our Park and Shine event, our Glass City Center exhibit. The reason these are paid is so we can offer T-shirts and swag bags and stuff like that. But the free elements of the festival, the fact that you can witness this massive Jeep parade, up to 1,400 Jeeps rolling through Toledo, from the brand new Gladiators all the way to the restored Willys MB, rolling down the street. We have a tremendous Vendor Midway with about 70 national vendors, including one of our premier sponsors, Dana, and Spicer Parts will be there. The Glass City Center will contain the Jeep exhibit. So we will have Jeeps from Omek Saada and Dana and all of our historical Jeeps in the Glass City Center. We'll have a speaker series in there. We'll have an RC course for the kids. In fact, we'll have 2 kid zones. We'll have one in Hensville and one at the Imagination Station. So between the entertainment and the food vendors, you can't not have a good time in Toledo that weekend.
I wonder, this is just throwing this out there, just popped into my head, right? So I wonder, after Jeep Fest, the people that come down that are not Jeep owners, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not. I always wanted to be, and I may be, and I probably at some point will be. But I wonder how many people become Jeep owners as a result of coming down to Jeep Fest. Because I tell you what, there's some really, really unique and awesome looking Jeeps. I mean, Andrew's Jeep is cool, and we got a couple of other people here in the office that have some pretty tricked out Jeeps as well. But I just wonder what the numbers are on people that become first-time Jeep owners as a result of seeing what Toledo Jeep Fest is doing.
Yeah, I don't have those offhand, but I would say that would have to be the case because you come down here and you experience it, especially when you walk through the Park and Shine areas where the Jeeps are parked after the parade. It's definitely a lifestyle attached to the Jeep.
There's no question.
And that is not attached to the Buick or the GMC Yukon or something like that. These people are out there. If they're not off-roading, they're gathering at events. In fact, leading up to Jeep Fest, we have about 6 hype events. We have one more at the Mud Hens 2 days before. And these are opportunities for Jeepers to get together in that Jeep community and talk about their next adventure, and to connect with the vendors at our upcoming Jeep Fest event and see how they can upgrade and trick out their Jeep for their next adventure. So if you're not a Jeep owner and you're plugged into that for a couple of days, you're starting to get some ideas on what might be a lot of fun.
There's definitely a lot to pick from for sure. So you can see all the customized things that are out there. And, and as a financial professional, one of the things that Dad's always looking at it is the numbers for his kid, right? And one of the things, if you look at a survey that was through Motor Biscuit, it lists the top 10 SUVs with the lowest depreciation, and it has the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited and the Jeep Wrangler listed as the number 1 and number 2 spots, respectively. So again, a vehicle that traditionally holds its value and does really good. And then, if you talk about the community that you get involved into as a Jeep owner, there's a couple things that I learned, once my son got a Jeep. First of all, it's the Jeep Wave. I did not know about the Jeep Wave. But for those of you that are listening, maybe if you want to explain a little bit about what that is.
Well, it's... you got to be there to see it. I own a Jeep Grand Cherokee, so what's affectionately called a mall crawler. And so I'm not going to throw out the Jeep Wave there. I'm going to let those people and those awesome JLs, the JKs, the vintage CJs, I'm going to let them throw out the Jeep Wave. But it's kind of a combination of the hook 'em horns and just how you doing if you see a fellow Jeeper pass your way.
I stand corrected. I can't believe this. I've actually had several Jeeps. We currently have 2 Jeeps in the family. My wife, Wendy, she's got a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and my son's actually got a Jeep Compass, So we are Jeep people. I guess when I think of the Jeeps and Jeep Fest, I think of your son Andrew's Jeep that's, all tricked out and got all of that. But you know what? Hey, I guess I stand corrected. I've been a Jeep owner for a long time.
You're in the crew.
I'm in.
So actually, then the more you customize it and the more that you make it stand out, one of the other things that they do in the Jeep community is you can get your vehicle ducked.
You can get your vehicle ducked, and that was a tradition that started in Canada, where it was an opportunity. It was actually the beginning of COVID, and one young lady was just trying to kind of pay it forward or pass on a good thought to somebody, and she left a plastic duck on somebody's Jeep. And now it's become a Jeep tradition to leave a duck. If you see a Jeep that you like the color, you like the style, you like the LED setup, you duck that Jeep. And so we'll definitely have that at Jeep Fest. One of the other traditions, so you've got Jeeps in the family. Have you ever gone topless before?
I have not gone topless.
So, I mean, if we have great weather for Jeep, you'll see this, and people will take the roofs off their Jeep and the doors, and just, you can't do that with something off the line from General Motors or Ford.
Absolutely.
But you can with the Jeep. And people take advantage of that. That is Jeep lifestyle.
I see it all the time, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you go out and look in our garage here at the office, there's a extra set of doors that are outside. So he's got his winter doors. He's got the hard top, and he's got for summer he's got the soft top convertible, and it's just able to kind of switch that out and be able to do whatever the weather is and make it happen and rain or shine. Something else. Earlier this year I went to the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction down in West Palm. Mm-hmm. And I was lucky enough to win and spend money, obviously, on bidding on a custom Shelby Raptor Tahoe or Ford F-150. Right. And I have this car that is, custom built for off-road. And for a couple of months, my son would refer to it as the Princess. So another thing that I didn't know much about off-roading vehicles or Jeeps in particular is that until you actually take it off-roading, you're just a princess.
There you go.
Andrew,
so that's why.
Yeah, Andrew participates he's in a group called the Glass City Crawlers. So with the Glass City Crawlers, they participate in these different activities. I know he did an event up in Michigan. So I finally was able to get my car and take it off-roading. I went up to Holly, Michigan. They have an off-road park up there. We took his Jeep up there, and we took the Shelby up there, and just rip-roared around out there. So I am no longer driving the Princess.
No. You graduated from that.
You had to get a money, so that was very important. The Glass City Crawlers, shout out to the Crawlers. We work with them pretty much from the beginning of Jeep Fest, so going back to 2016. So combination of Wicked Jeep, Southeast Michigan, but mostly the Glass City Crawlers. Thank you for everything you've done. Their people are at our Jeep events. They're volunteering for the festival, so they're instrumental. Jeep groups, and like I say, it's a Jeep lifestyle, it's a Jeep community at the base level. And then they coalesce in these groups, and Glass City Crawlers are Glass City's version of that strong net Jeep group that really gets it done.
So I have a question. Are there any other events outside of Toledo? I mean, I know it's Toledo Jeep, but how many other states do events similar to this with the Jeep product?
Well, I would say when we look at the landscape out there, the big events out there are the Bantam Jeep Heritage Festival in Bantam, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And Bantam was one of the companies that originally bid for Jeep, but did not get the production.
Okay.
So they got a portion of the Jeep. Their Jeep Festival is fantastic, but it's out in the country. It's out at the fairgrounds. Okay. The other big Jeep Festival is Jeep Beach down in Daytona Beach every year. So Toledo does not have miles of sandy beaches, and
no,
so we don't match completely with Jeep Beach. Fantastic event, you want to get out of your northern states for the winter and go down there
Sure.
and do that. There is Easter Jeep Safari in Moab, Utah, but that's mostly an adventure. That's getting out there, off-road courses, magnificent, and just incredible scenery getting out there. So the unique thing about Jeep Fest, again, is the urban grid. We're coming downtown in a major urban center. It's not conducive to the trails in Moab. It's not conducive to the beach in Daytona Beach, but we're here in the home of the Jeep. And people will actually do their own mini tours. They'll drive around Toledo. They'll go look at the Jeep sign at the North Assembly plant. They'll look at the Willys Overland smokestack that's outside the Dana facility off the freeway.
Absolutely.
And so that's what it is. They're so in love with this vehicle and that lifestyle that I've got to be there, even though there's no beach and there's no, beautiful mountains.
Right.
I got to be in Toledo. So how many people say that except for Jeepers?
Exactly.
So good for them.
I think the smokestack and them preserving that was
incredible.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great thing that they did. It's
job.
just a really good thing.
Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Toledo Jeep Fest coming up right here in Northwest Ohio. So it's a free event for our community. It's, again, an event that last year brought in 65,000 people to come out. So if you don't have anything going on for the weekend of August 12th through the 14th, there's all kinds of activities going on. Again, you can get those activities. It's online, ToledoJeepFest.com. It's got the schedule of events, but there's concerts, there's music in the streets, there's different vendors and activities, and seeing a lot of things that you can do. And it's already sold out for those people that are signing up to be in the parade. So it's going to be a packed event where you can see all these great cars. But if you missed out on signing up, this is still something that you can come out and participate in. We were in it last year. We had a really good time. So I got, as I mentioned, a little bit of the itch to get an off-road vehicle. I got the Shelby that I went out and got dirty. I drove it through the pond. There was a couple spots I almost got stuck in, but it was a little bit of, a learning experience. So number one is it's hard to get sand out of carpet. And number two, going through the pond and all the mud, although it was a blast, it takes a lot of cleaning to get all that stuff out.
You'll be cleaning that for years to come.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody recently, and I'm looking at the truck, and then, of course, lifted the hood to show some of the stuff and didn't realize even how much mud got up in there. I had to take out my air intake that I have and have that all cleaned up and stuff like that. So it's really it's fun. There's different types of things that are out there. What are the off-roading things, or what are the activities that participants or those that are signed up in the Jeep event are going to be able to participate in?
I'll tell you what, there is a free event on Friday. So the first day of Jeep Fest, north of the Toledo metro area is the Monroe Superstore right off of Dixie Highway.
Sure.
They stage a welcome party every year for the Jeepers. It's a free welcome party. They have an 18 obstacle course out next to the dealership. We have food vendors. We have music. We have vendors out there. So Dana, the Spicer Parts people will be out there. It's a great party. So if you're in town, just coming up north there, get your Jeep muddy a little bit, have some great food to prep for the next day. And actually, the other thing we have on Friday is the kickoff concert. So ProMedica down in Promenade Park on their stage will have Justin Moore this year, country star Justin Moore. And that's always awesome. That's a ticketed event because it's through ProMedica. But Friday, yes, those two events will kick off Jeep Fest proper, which the parade is at 11 a.m. on Saturday, and that's what we're all looking forward to.
1,400 in the parade.
Yes.
That's huge. That's a great number.
And it's been a little bigger than that, and we've tried to kind of curtail it to make sure that everybody's having a good time getting through the line, because the parade will go nicely, and then what do Jeepers do? They're not supposed to, but we'll see a couple tire stands or wheel mounts in the middle of the intersections. The crowd absolutely loves it, and it's good. So we're going to go 2 wide, 3 wide in the parade. You will see everything. If you're a Jeep lover, you're going to see every model, because I've looked at the registration list, and from the Willys to the CJs, to Wagoneers. They're all in the parade, all the way up to our brand new, right off the assembly line, Gladiators.
Awesome.
Well, I would say, again, from experience, I was down there last year. We went down there and we were in the parade. We got there early so we could get staged for everything. And what I would also encourage you to do is if you come down there early, just as you point out, that's a great opportunity where you can walk the lots and you can see all of the different Jeeps that are out there. So it's a good experience. Also, if you get down there and you're going to participate and, want to get a good seat in the parade, when we went through and we did the route after the Jeep, we went back and parked. We were still able to get out of our vehicle, walk over to the parade route, and the Jeeps were still going through.
Correct. And if you see an interesting Jeep and you're not sure what it is and you want it doesn't need a placard, because all you have to do is ask the Jeep owner.
Yeah, right.
They love their Jeeps, and you're going to hear all the details.
Sure.
So if you're looking for a fun day, again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but even on Saturday, if you make a day of it, make a family day of it, at 8 o'clock, there's another concert that is going on too. That's Jeremy Rowe concert.
Jeremy Rowe is interesting. He's a up-and-coming country artist. He's from Oklahoma, and he writes on a Jeep theme. So one of his hit songs is Jeep Girl, and he talks about that lifestyle, and he sings of that lifestyle. So we're really looking forward to seeing Jeremy Rowe for the first time, and he'll be on the Hensville stage outside of Fifth Third Field. The other interesting thing about the weekend is the Toledo Mud Hens will be in town the whole weekend.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to be playing the Omaha Storm Chasers, and the Mud Hens, with permission from International League Baseball, have been given the opportunity to change their name just for the weekend. So they will be the Toledo Mud Crawlers.
Oh,
and they
awesome.
will have matching jerseys.
How about that?
And so your Mud Hens will not be playing over Jeep Fest weekend, but the Mud Crawlers will be facing off for 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you can't find anything else to do around Jeep Fest, you can at least take in a Mud Hens game and have a great time.
So the jerseys, are they going to auction off these jerseys?
I don't know. That's up to the Mud Hens, but I know I've seen a preview of them, and they depict the Jeep. So we're going to have, the tire pattern on the jersey and the 7-slot grill.
Yeah.
They're going to be awesome. They're going to be unique, and I would think, I think they should auction them off.
If they do auction them off, I could see a lot of the crawlers bidding those up.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it.
How
Mud
cool would that
crawlers.
be?
It's Muddy the Mud Hen and the crawler.
It's perfect.
That's
It's
perfect.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised. In addition to auctioning them off, they're probably going to be on sale.
Oh, yeah.
I would think. These things are awesome.
Yeah.
Looking good.
And last thing I would say is, if you have plans already on Friday or Saturday, don't forget Sunday. So it's a whole weekend of activities. Again, it kicks off Friday, August 12th. It goes through Sunday, August 14th. So on Sunday, for those of you that are listening that like to run or walk, there's a 1-mile run. There's a 1-mile walk, a 4-mile run. In those type of activities, is there still spots available to get involved in the run or walk?
So I just talked to Run Toledo yesterday, and we closed registration because it was full up for the Jeep run.
Whoa.
It's full up because it's an awesome run. It has the greatest gear and medal. In fact, we on our Facebook page, we put up a GIF for the medal the other day. So it's a picture of the front of the Jeep, and the headlights flash.
Oh, cool.
So great gear. It's not only a great little course, but people have a great time. So that's our 5th annual 4-mile Jeep Fest run.
Well,
Perfect. Yeah.
deal.
So if you're not involved in the run walk, that's no problem. You get to sleep in a little bit on Sunday. You can come down. Kicks back off at 10:30. So from 10:30 to 2:30 p.m., they have the indoor exhibit, the RC rock crawling course, the vendors at Midway. There's live bands and entertainment, food trucks, the beer garden, kids zone at Festival Park, the family zone at Hensville Park, and just again a lot of different activities. And everything kind of wraps up Sunday at 6 o'clock as things wind down for the weekend. But again, for those of you looking for something great to do, whether you're a Jeep owner or just a proud Northwest Ohio resident, make sure you take advantage of coming down to Toledo Jeep Fest. Again, you can get all the details online. It's at ToledoJeepFest.com. For those of you that are going to be down there, take a minute, jump into your app store, whether you're on Apple or Android, download the mobile app, the Toledo Jeep Fest. That'll help you navigate because they're taking over really all of downtown to help you kind of get through the areas on where you want to go. Anything as we kind of wrap up this segment that you'd like to highlight about the Toledo Jeep Fest?
No, just pray for good weather. We're looking. Actually, you know what? We'll take whatever comes because Jeepers, if they get a little mud on their Jeep, that's not going to be a problem.
Not at all.
But we are so psyched having 2 Jeep Fests in a row after a little gap for COVID in 2020. I think we have a lot of the elements figured out. We're going to have a great Jeep parade. We're going to have great Jeep exhibits, Vendor Midway. I just encourage people to come down and experience this and plug into Toledo.
Chris, you going to bring your Jeep up to Ohio?
I will have to buy one first. I'll admit I'm out of the family here, but I'll see what I could do in the next week and maybe make that happen, certainly.
Well, I tell you what,
Again,
from a guy like yourself who hasn't witnessed it or seen it, Nolan and I live in Waterville, and during that weekend, you will see Jeeps spread out over all of this area, Northwest Ohio. It's not just Toledo. I mean, you will literally see everybody that owns a Jeep will be out on the road doing the Jeep wave. It's all over, It's a pretty cool thing, and it is a very, like you said, Kevin, it's a very tight-knit group of people that are really committed to each other with the Jeeps.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you want to see the full for what's going on next weekend from the 12th through the 14th, go to ToledoJeepFest.com. Sounds like a great time. Maybe pray for a little bit of rain on Thursday so that there's mud, but not really obscuring the traffic out there. Just something to think about. But want to thank you guys so much for joining us this week here on America's Retirement Headquarters. One last time, let me give out the phone number, 419-794-3030. If you've got questions about anything we talked about on this week's show or didn't talk about and you want to know more, let's say set up a time to speak with them, 419-794-3030. And hope you guys have a great week ahead of you. Hope you have a safe week ahead of you. And gentlemen, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with the final word.
Yeah, I hope everybody comes out and has a great weekend and sticking with our retirement talk as we always do, but sticking with Jeep talk. I would say the quote of the week this week is go anywhere and do anything. So have a great weekend, everybody. We look forward to seeing you same time, same channel right here on 1370 WSPD. We'll be back. And just remember, when you think retirement, think the retirement guys and America's Retirement Headquarters.